back to Alcohol Content. This is where we give the hottest hot
Bam.
takes of all the alcohols that you can ever think of, okay? And today, we got something special. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to our shepherds over here. We got shepherd number one. We got Ryan.
I've been promoted from DJ Whoopee Kush to Professor Whoopee Kush.
Yes. And then we got Rick.
I'm a Highlander today, evidently.
And looks like we are drinking some scotch.
You're Mel Gibson is what you're saying.
Yeah, I minus the blue face or whatever.
Yeah.
Lakers tickets.
Yeah, and the racist, anti-Semitic voicemails. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I have one.
And then I think we have Che Guevara over here.
Yes. It's time for a revolution.
Austin Guevara.
Yeah.
I'm going to move down.
What are you mobilizing Costa Rica?
Yeah. It's actually just the city we're living in. It turns out that people are not really a fan of, doing anything about revolutions. Everyone just eats Burger King, and that's about it. So,
well, that's pretty revolutionary too.
Yeah. That revolution is televised.
Yeah. So we got some scotch, obviously with your guys' get up. So what are we drinking here?
Completely unintentional.
Yes,
I do not believe you.
It was.
I'm a big fan of Doug Stanhope, so I'm taking
All
a
right. There we
page
go.
out of his book.
Wow. I don't know what that means because I wore this to work today. So it's like,
He is the professor.
Yeah.
He's the professor.
and I'm not a stand-up comedian. So there you go.
But he's a sheep herder.
Yeah, I'm a shepherd. Mhm.
Yeah, because you're just teaching all them sheep.
Oh,
I got him.
some commentary, some
Boom.
social commentary.
Well, what we got here, in a very unsmooth segue, is some 21-year-old Scotch, some Speyside Scotch, so it's Highland Scotch. It's Lismore 21, the legend.
Ooh.
And I think so. It's 21 years in a sherry hogshead cask. So never had it before. Ryan and I were out and about and saw it, and the price was right for a 21. I mean, the price is none of us have tried it yet, but the price was right for a 21-year-old. I mean, like a really good price, like $105 for a 21-year-old Scotch,
which is crazy.
Yeah. So there we go. We're gonna give it. We poured it right before we came on air, but I've not even.
Smells like butter.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Butter and scotch.
Butterscotch.
butterscotch.
Yeah.
I
This
see
is
what you did there.
Yeah. It was a joke with words. This
Well,
smells.
it's like a combo of butter and butterscotch.
Yeah.
It's like
They are
butter
separate.
butterscotch or butter squared scotch.
It's like you take the butterscotch and then you put it
Buttercream,
inside of a
buttercream.
stick of butter and then you just down it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's butterscotch slathered in
I
butter.
did that the other night, so I'm definitely familiar with the flavor. But there's some sort of fruit as well.
There's definitely fruit. There's fruit on there that's poking out from under that buttery.
This
the sherry, yeah.
has an amazing nose.
Yeah, it is.
Is this like, I've never heard of Lismore. Is this some unknown brand?
So picked it up because it was 21 years Scotch for $105. Then obviously did some research, and it is a single malt, so it's not blended from any sources or whatever. And all the different research is, I mean, I'm going to say it's 98% Glenfarclas, which is also a Space Guide. There was one mention of Glenrothes or Glenrothes or whatever, which is also Speyside. But everything I read said this is a Glenfarclas.
The family, so it's not its own distillery. The family that started Lismore were brokers.
Okay.
They were Scotch brokers. So then their label or company or name or whatever got bought by Glenfarclas. So probably it's just Glenfarclas. And either it's the stuff that Glenfarclas doesn't want to use, or the barrels they don't really want to use, or whatever. Because Glenfarclas 21 is more like $200.
Okay.
So it's a knockoff Glenfarclas,
Yeah.
essentially.
Well,
A ghetto Glenfarclas.
Yeah.
the presentation is nice.
Mhm.
You know, the throwback to, our famous butt plug of Baker's. This has an
This
even
is
larger
a-
one.
Well, kind of. It's wider but shorter. This is a
Yeah.
chode.
Yeah, for sure. This is a him and her. So it's definitely a fun one. but it doesn't seem to be a very good cork.
No, not really. It's
Yeah.
loose. It's a little too loose.
Yeah.
But-
They're using the bakers a little too much. So
Yeah.
But it's got a nice faux leather canister.
Oh,
Faux.
so
FAUX.
this smells amazing. What do you guys got on your chompers over there?
On my chompers.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty delightful. I mean, it's nothing that's spiky and going to blow you away that way, but there's some subtle complexities going on there for me.
Interesting.
It has a nice undercurrent of the barrel. Like, you get the wood in there.
Yes, for
And
sure.
there's a little bit of smoke, but then it's still just layered on top with the butter and a little bit of that fruit from that sherry barrel. Oh,
It's also very light.
it is light. Yeah.
That one was my second sip, and right in here, I got a lot of fruit.
Mhm.
For me, that's what's forward. It's mostly fruit with some butter and stuff, but it's just so fruity, almost like a handful of gummy bears.
Huh.
Multicolored.
Yeah.
Multicolored.
Although I would say there's definitely a honey sweetness here, but it's
Yeah.
not super oversweet or anything like that.
Like you
for
put
me.
the honey right into the tea. Like
Yeah.
it's-
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, raw honey.
Yeah. I'm
Which kind of a tea note, just overall because of that, it does kind of make me think of like a weak fruited tea or something, you know.
And sweetened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. But I will say on the finish, I get a lot more of the smoke.
I
Like,
get-
that's where that just sort of lingers on kind of the back, the sides of your tongue.
I'm getting the oak or the wood a little
Mhm.
not overbearing at all, and
Yeah.
a touch of smoke and a touch of little wood spice there towards the finish. Yeah, I
know,
mean,
Very subtle, very interesting. Yum.
That wood, I think this would do well to have some ice in it. I think it would tone
interesting.
down that wood and bring out all the fruit flavors.
Interesting.
do you think is the wood too much for you?
It just it's a very physical experience. It coats my tongue,
Mm-hmm.
and
put a couple drops in here.
yeah, I've been trying some scotches with ice recently, and it does open it up. It's like right in the middle where it's because if you wait too long, then you have too much water in there.
Right.
And so, I've been trying, and it's been fun. Wow, I completely missed my glass doing that. Been having fun trying it out because it does open up a scotch quite a bit.
Well, I put a couple drops in it, and I got more. I got more fruit, but that wood and smoke still in the end. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I actually like it.
Yeah, it's not overpowering by any means. Actually, I think the wood was more enhanced by the
Yes,
drops of water.
yeah.
That was interesting.
So,
Well-
what do you think? I mean, would you
This
if
is
you saw this?
you know, we haven't done an episode on it yet, but I have the 19 Kirkland Speyside 19 year, and it's $10 cheaper, and it's in my opinion less complex. This is older, more wood, but the Kirkland one is like really nice and sweet and is a little bit more complex. This is good, but I would almost kind of my palate leans towards the Kirkland one.
Do we know where the Kirkland where they get it? I mean, is it Speyside?
I don't know.
It is a space.
Yeah, it is Speyside,
yeah.
but yeah, this is good though.
Yeah,
I would
I would
say-
almost want to sit with a full glass and have it like grow on. me.
yeah.
You know what this is? I enjoy this a lot, but this also makes me think, okay, I don't have to go buy the Glenfarclas 21 year.
Yeah.
I'm sure it might be a little different or a little better or whatever, but if it's almost double the price, because if it's around $200, it's not going to be double.
So
As
for
good as
for the
this.
value, this actually
If you want a 21-year
Yeah.
Scotch, you're never going to find it for $100 or
Yeah.
so. So
That's that is the value, just the price point for a 21-year Scotch. And I'm not disappointed at all as far as the actual taste.
the
and flavor.
experience of smelling it, tasting it, this is a fun bottle.
yeah, it's good.
But it is Speyside, so it's gonna be of the lighter variety. Most Speysides are, not all, but most. Yeah, no, I'm not.
This is
not
a good one to
disappointed at
give
all.
people that aren't huge Scotch people, but want to try them.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's easy drinking.
It's
Yeah.
very
The
easy.
hardest thing on the mouth is the wood.
Yeah.
But it's because you can feel it.
And if they're coming from bourbon or something,
Yeah.
then that's real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, sweet.
for me, it's a thumb. I mean, anytime you start getting at $100 price point, you can start picking apart the value
Of
or
course.
whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, this is I'm glad I picked it up.
Yeah, and you get that nice cowhide
Woo, doggy.
leather on there.
And of course,
Yeah. And a gift.
the Chode.
What is chode in Scotch? Scottish? Scottish.
You good?
That's how.
Well, I mean, he is
In the
Che-
Scots
Che
language.
normally speaks Spanish, so it's like this is difficult for him, right? You're normally are speaking Spanish. people,
Yeah,
so it's like-
my people, the revolution. I had to learn the enemy's language, English first, and
And then
I can barely speak that.
And then the
So-
Scotch language.
and the Scotch language next, because that's the next place we're gonna take.
This
over.
actually is their language.
I just got a little
the
pineapple.
language of Scotch. Honestly, because we drink so much Scotch, I like when I think of Scotland, I just say Scotch. Oh, do you speak Scotch?
Do you speak Scotch?
Yeah, I do actually. Cheers, mate.
I'm speaking Scotch right now.
I got a little pineapple.
You're speaking
last
my
time.
language.
A
Pineapple.
little pineapple, as far as one of the fruits, which is interesting. I didn't pick it up initially. Anyway,
Well, Lismore, the legend.
the legend.
I think for how cheap it is, it's a legend.
It's
all right?
86 proof. I don't know if we said it, but
I wouldn't recommend anybody like rush out to go toss $100 away necessarily, but for a gift, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This would be a really good gift for somebody
I'm happy.
if you like them.
Yeah. Or if you already have Scotch, in your collection.
Yeah.
And
And
go
you
pick this one up.
Don't want to spend $200
Yeah.
for a 21-year-old
No,
Yeah,
this is
I'm
great.
happy. Yeah.
or more.
Woo.
All right.
Hey, doggy.
Well, another episode, another Scotch down. You subscribe because you want to see more content. All right. You comment because you want to tell us another Scotch you want us to try. Something out of left field, let us know. And any last words?
Peace out, Girl Scout.